Peace and blessings, family. Sister Ajali. Going over some of the things I forgot to mention when I was talking about the untimely passing from an OD, reportedly, of Too Mad, a gamer on social media who had a huge following of 2 million subscribers, I do believe, on YouTube. I had neglected to just emphasize, young man, 23, and he was playing this game. It was over something. I don't know what the name of it is. I don't play the, games. I'm not putting them down. If you can, keep them in the context of what makes a life just fulfilling, truly fulfilling. And that's the point that I failed to mention is that he was on this game during and past the time that he OD'd, and nobody found him because he had the whole app open for 6 straight days. It's one of them location things that'll say, this person's doing this, that person's doing that, and for him it said that he was playing this game, and his followers, who from what I could tell didn't really have any emotional connection to him, because they were just like all jokes, even knowing that he had just recently died. They were saying, what, man, you died playing a game? None of them knew. 6 days, and he had purchased his own home. I wasn't a mansion or anything of that, but it looked like a nice house for somebody who's successful in social media, and he's quite proud to show it. It was one of the more understandable little clips that I watched, where he was, panning for the camera and showing off the entrance to his home, where he was all by himself. All by himself. Long enough, 6 days, that nobody came to check on him. Nobody called him. Finally, I guess someone called, said, what's up with this guy? We see he's always playing this game for 6 solid days, and he would never do that. And then the police came by for a wellness check and found him deceased. That's not the way to have a fulfilling life, to have a life at all. And so with that mindset, when you take in the programming from Western civilization, they give you this narrative that having property makes you a producer, a successful one at that, when they own pretty much the whole planet. Enough so that they enact the laws and tell everybody else what you're supposed to think and what we want your children to think, and to then get some of that according to like this myth that being rich sets you free. Do you see these dudes up top? Do you see these dudes up top? And how within 5 seconds they're saying anything that these elites up top say, no, we aren't saying that this century. They're apologizing over it. They're not free. They're the most kept slaves there are on the planet. So that they're so beholden to this community of wealth, and that their children are addicted to it, and their family members, their friends are all part of it. And so they don't want to be excommunicated, put into poverty by going against the planet genocidal, it's an omnicide narrative of these devils, literal devils. I challenge anybody to go to my playlist, It's the Radiation, because I love you. I didn't want to call it It's the Radiation Stupid, because you're not stupid, and they, kind of making everything so everybody is just thinking that arguing is a new form of civilization. And actually it is, because every time you look through their history, those dudes were always warring, always killing each other. So, as I was saying, I challenge anybody to go to my playlist, It's the Radiation, and not because of me, but because of the facts. I challenge anybody to go up against those facts. If you think these dudes are not lying to you, but when you look in the headlines, they got all sorts of things about, scandalous, thingamajibs and jabbing stuff into your bloodstream. They got all kinds of articles about, oh, it's this lab, it's that lab, and oh, there's labs all over the place. They ain't got a truthful, mumbling word about the ravages of man-made radiation. So you in your fancy McMansion or your house or whatever, and you think you protected? Hell no, it's actually going to get to you a heck of a lot faster than it would get to people who are in a more concentrated urban environment. Now, I'm not saying that we should all be staying in cities, because there's other ways to control cities. But how do you wipe out billions of people real quick? You feed them radiation and their food. That gets to everybody everywhere, okay? And especially if it's coming directly to the black community, and sea moss and rice that's being donated from Japan, all sorts of things. So these dudes, I'm like, after a while, because I am working on that next novel, and boy is it good. I'm going to look at I'm going to make it sell, but I'm going to look at the sales rates and those who are going to thoroughly ignore it. I'm going to work, because for me, that'll be my last novel ever. But I'm going to then put it in audio. I'm writing it so that everybody can comprehend it real quick, and it's filled with nail-biting excitement. I'm going to watch all the folks who are going to be like, I don't know if we should talk about what this woman is saying, because, do you know, we're not supposed to, because they're kept. And so when you bow down to the algorithm, I love Dr. Shee's, just like statement he makes to promote our channel, our website, 25,000yearcycle.org, go there. Escape the algorithm, because when you have this idea that having these houses is going to make you some escapee from hell, no, you're actually in more hell, because you bow down to what they know for them is not going to challenge their ability to kill everybody and everything. Right? That's why they're going so crazy, those, because they're revving it up, because there are those of us who are free who are telling the facts. Right? It's that simple. I just had to share that because I kept thinking about that poor young man getting high because he couldn't stand the reality that was in front of him, and nobody found his dead body for who knows how many days. Nobody called. Right? Now, I know somebody gonna call me. At this point in time, I know way too much for the average person. So, at the same time, I got my family. And so they're gonna know, okay, woo, they'll come on home and say, okay, not that that's what's gonna happen. I'm just saying, that kind of end to your life is for when you're like 110. And you just outlived everybody. Even then, you should get your butt up and go out and do something so you stay connected with the world. I'm just saying, all right? I hope this is short. Again, my condolences, and challenge yourself. Get up, get out, and fight. And I don't mean violently. The truth will set everybody free. And you'll find it at 25,000yearcycle.org. And in my playlist, It's the Radiation, which all my playlists, you're going to find the facts, because the truth is we are magnificent people. When you start believing the liars, that's when the slow death starts getting hold of you. And I don't want that for you. Peace and blessings.